here. There are several other Google products that I absolutely love that you might not be aware of. One is Google Lens. Google Lens is really cool. It's lens.google, okay? That's their domain. And you can do really cool things that you can scan and translate text. You can find something, a look that you like. So like if you saw a picture on Google, you can do Google Lens. It's actually going to like pick the bag and pick the pick the pants or something like that, and show you similar bags or those exact bags that you could potentially purchase through Google Lens. You can see what's popular on menus. You can actually take a picture of a menu and see what people buy a lot or what's popular. You can take a picture of a place and it'll give you information about that place. You can do things like, just the other day, there was a single flower growing out of my lawn, just right in the middle of the lawn, a flower was growing. I'm like, I wonder what that is, right? And I took a picture of it, did Google Lens, sure enough, it told me what kind of flower it was. So this is really kind of, again, cool stuff you probably weren't aware of, like even some like math type things. By just taking a picture of a problem, it can sometimes help you solve the problem. So really very cool. It kind of works well for Google Lens or Google Photos, or even just like, getting the Google app on the store. You can just find all of those in Google Lens. So very cool to use, all right, Google Lens. But probably my next favorite one from Google is Google Translate. Now, you've probably all used this before at some point in time, or maybe you hit a page that was in like German or Spanish and you hit the translate button that comes down from Google. What's cool about this one, though, is it's not just, how you're doing today and getting it in Spanish. You've got German, Portuguese. Sometimes it'll detect the language that you type in here, or you can pick from many, many, many languages here. Pick a different language as well. But what's really cool about this tool, forgetting this one for a minute, is the mobile app, okay? With the mobile app, you can still do, enter the text up here, and then it'll translate to something that you want. Hitting this button will flip-flop from Spanish to English, okay? But what's really cool is a couple things. One is if you use the conversation button here, well, then when you click on conversation, you can now click on the English button here, click that speaker, and then you could speak in English, and then it will ask a question in whatever the language is. So it'll ask it in Spanish. So whatever you say in English, it will say in Spanish. And then if the person replying to you, you can click the Spanish button, they'll reply to you in Spanish, and it'll read it back to you in English. I mean, that's super cool, right? It's so great. You can interact with people now. It's very Star Trek-y. I'm a Star Trek geek back in the day, and I always loved the universal translator. This is about as close as we're getting to it right now. Something else that you can use is the transcribe button here. And by using the transcribe button, it's actually, if you're listening to somebody giving a talk or a speech in a different language, you can put the transcribe button on. It's going to basically, read it out to you or display it out to you in the language of choice. Very, very cool. But possibly my favorite one thing that you could do here is the translate from a camera. So this is, again, super cool. You simply click on the camera button, and then you can either upload a picture, or you can click on something. You can do an instant, which is what I was doing here. You can scan a picture. You can import a picture from somewhere else. But this came in super handy when I was in Iceland, okay? And we'd be in the middle of nowhere, and there'd be a sign in Icelandic on the side of the road. Now, this one in particular has got multiple languages on it, right? So there is an English version here. But you can see here, it says, this word here, I'm not even going to begin to pronounce it. And then you can see, like, this is the Icelandic. And, some of these letters, I mean, this like is A-E together. I don't know how to pronounce that. What does that even say? But by holding my camera up to the sign while I'm in this mode on translation, and I'm translating from Icelandic to English, you can see right here, this first one says the area is closed to all traffic due to high-risk hot springs. And the actual English says the area is closed to all traffic due to extremely dangerous hot springs. So pretty close, right? Pretty close to what's going on. But think of this the other way. What if you're sitting like at a French restaurant in France, and they give you the menu and it's in French? Well, grab your phone, hover over the menu, and you can read it out in English. It's super cool, very helpful, easy to use. There's no learning curve here, but it's a lot of fun to use as well.